This is a video to show you how to use this little test file that I also include in your lab. Now this part is optional, so if you don't want to use your time to test the circuit, that's fine. Okay, it's not a big deal. All right, so let me show you what happens when you try to load the file the way it is. Okay, because it's going to complain about that file not found. So what I need to do is I'm doing some stuff off the screen right now because uh, that's what I need to do to show you what you need to do. Alright, so there we go. So I'm going to open the file. Okay, so it is test driver nan2.circ. Okay, so that's the file that you can download from the lab itself. And it's going to complain because I refer to that circuit file as NAND2 transistor circuit, and you're supposed to name it as NAND2 macro.circ. So it's going to complain. But that's okay, because what happens is, when they ask you where to find NAND2 transistor circuit.circ, instead of giving it that particular file name, you can actually point it to NAND2 macro.circ, which is the file that you're gonna have for this particular lab. So click select, and everything will open just fine, because it should pick up when you go to the left hand side of the screen and you click on NAND2 macro, you should see all the components here. As long as you name these components the same way as I recommended, and as long as the appearance of the circuit is consistent with what I showed in the lab description, then everything should hook up exactly like this over here. Now, if you label the two appearances a little bit differently, then it's going to show up a little bit differently here. But as usually, it should work and show up like this. So once you have it configured like this, and it seems to be working in Logisim in GUI mode, now you can tell whether it's working or not. Okay, make sure you're in the poking mode, which is the finger, and then you just need to change it like this, and you can see how in the ROM each value is used to feed into the input of the two gates and is logging the output of the gates into the data out. Okay, so once this is working, you can now go ahead and save the file. So go to file and then save. There we go. Alright, so once you save the file and you want to check whether your output is consistent with what you should be expecting, what I will be expecting, so let's go ahead and close all the Logisim right now, and I'm going to put my CLI up here so that you can see the actual output. I will capture the output and post it and pin it into today's discussion too, so this way you don't have to chase down the entire discussion to get to it. So let's go to that folder. Okay. It's under Documents, CISP310, under Tester. There we go. So you just have to run the program, which is java-jar, and my logisim.jar file is in the parent folder. Then you have to supply the name of the tester circuit. So test driver NAND2. And there's no need to do any substitution here, so you don't need to use a -sub because you don't have the reference library already linked in the file. You only have your own circuit library linked in the test circuit at this point. But you do have to specify -tty, okay, and then table. So if I do it on the command line, this is the actual output. So what you need to do is to make sure that your output is exactly the same as what I have here. So from the first row, we end up with just 0, 1 as the least significant 2 bits. On the second row, we get 0, 0 as the least significant 2 bits, and so on. Okay, so what I'll do next is to capture this into a file, and then I'll post this file onto Discord under today's date. So this way you can just kind of download the text file and compare that to your output. So we'll NAND2 macro test log. Okay. And I will now post it onto Discord. It is in Documents CISP310 tester nan2 macro test.log. There we go. Okay. I just send the file to Discord, and it is now pinned. There we go, and you can find that file now. So I hope this is useful to, for those people who want to test the circuit.